once you know there really is a God, it's logical that you should be asking, why did He create me? What is my position? What should I be doing about it? You're a Muslim. You already know what Allah said in Surah Al-Duriyat. He says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. He only created us to worship Him. Now, did you see what I just did? Pay attention to that. I did not give Yusuf Ali's translation, nor did I give Marmaduke Pictol's translation, nor anybody else's, because the actual translations almost always say that Allah says that He did not. We, it's in the form of we, nahnu, like, it's like the we, khalaqna, saying that we did not create jinn and mankind except for worship. But I didn't leave it like that, did I? I said us, and I said Allah. Now right away, somebody who has been studying translation of the interpretation of the Quran will try to correct me. Usually right in front of the person I'm trying to help him get to him to Islam. No, Sheikh, you left some words out. I translated it exactly the way I wanted to use it for that purpose. Why? Because if you said we, how come Allah is we? How come there's more than one? Oh my God, what's that all about? Or our, or us, and Allah uses that in the Quran, but it's the royal we. You know that, but do you want to stop now and start explaining that to everybody? Now, if you've already done that in the beginning of your program when you were talking to them, that's fine. But what are you going to do if you didn't? Now you got to stop, digress, break it down. Royal we, the Queen says, this is how the king, and you lost them. The bus pulls up, they get on and ride away, and your dawah's gone. So that's why when you're presenting it, you present the concept of what was said. And it's the same concept. What about the jinn? You didn't mention the jinn. No, you didn't say it. Did I say us? That's included. I left the we out of Allah, but I put the we in the jinn and us, okay? And guess what? It works for the purpose. I didn't say I'm going to give you the translation and the meaning of the Quran in one session. What I said was, the purpose of our the purpose of our life is to worship Allah. That's my only point. It's still the same point. It's still valid, isn't it? Yeah. What I'm saying here is, don't nitpick. Don't get in such detail on things that you just met somebody. You want to give them the concept of Islam. Now, when they study and learn more about it, great. But initially, you're just trying to touch the top of the subject. Don't pretend to be a scholar. Don't play like you know everything. And don't bore them to death. You know, somebody's trying to be nice to you. You were kind to them. You were kind of funny in the beginning. Everything was going along pretty good. Then all of a sudden they're going, how did I get in this conversation with this guy? Oh, good God. And they're going like, yeah, oh, it's very interesting. Yes, very nice. Yes, well, give us your card and we'll see you much later. Don't bore them to death. That's my advice. You have some points. Get to your point. Point number one. We believe in Allah. Allah is one. He has no partners. He's not like the creation. If you compare Him to the creation, that's not Allah anymore. Point number two. Relationship between us and Him is what? Who's the boss? Allah or you? Well, duh. That's real easy. I mean, they'll know that right away. They understand it. It's not a problem. Anybody goes on a job, anybody goes anywhere, goes to work, doesn't matter what capacity, there's a boss and an employee. And if you're the employee, you don't tell the boss what to do. You can imagine this guy show up the first day And he's filling out the papers. He goes, these papers are too complicated. I want them to be much easier. And I just want to use a pencil. I don't want to use a pen for that. Oh, and the salary has to be a lot higher. I want this. And hours, I don't want to work that much. And there you go. That's what I want right there. How long is he going to last? You betcha. Oh, because that's the boss who does that, not the employee. He comes in and tells you, hey, fill this full paper out. You don't leave any blanks on it. Use a pen when you fill it out, and we'll get back to you if we want you. Goodbye. That's how it works. So, if you understood that concept, why would you think anything less